Hi, I'm Rex. This is section 4, test 6. I don't know why I said it in that order, but let's go. Which expression is equivalent to 2x? Okay, so it's going to have a positive 5x squared in it, so a or b. And then at the end, it's going to have a 4 plus 3a. Graph above shows the positions of Paul and Mark during a race. Paul and Mark each ran at a constant rate, and Mark was given a head start to shorten the distance needed. Paul finished the race in 6 seconds. Mark finished the race in 10 seconds. According to the graph, he was given a head start at how many yards? He started at 18. See? Weird question. Okay. Snow fell and then stopped for a time. When the snow began to fall again, it fell at a faster rate than it had initially. Okay. Assuming that the snow melted, we should get to A because it went faster. Okay. 4. A website hosting service charges businesses a one-time setup fee, $350 plus D dollars for each month. Okay. If a business owner paid that for the first 12 months, including setup fee, what's the value of D? So 350 plus D, 350 plus 12 D is equal to 1010. 660 divided by 12, 55, I think. So D, hopefully. Which of the following inequalities is equivalent to the inequality above? Wait, can we just divide by 3? 2x minus 3 is 4? B? Okay, weird. The table above shows a summary of 1,200 responses to a survey question. Based on the tables, how many of those surveys get most of their medical information from either a doctor or the internet? Doctor or internet? 76%. Whatever 76% of 1,200. It's going to be like a little more than 900 because 975%. See? Hopefully, the members of the city council wanted to assess the opinions of all city residents about converting an open field into a dog park. The council surveyed a sample of 500 residents who own dogs. Oh, God. This is a bad study already. The survey shows that the majority of those samples were in favor of the dog park. Which of the following is true about the survey? Shows that the majority of cities are in favor. No. Okay. The survey sample should have included more residents. The survey sample should have consisted entirely of residents who did not. Survey sample is biased, and it's D. It's biased. They should have had a random sample. That's the goal. That's like the golden, I don't know what the word is. That's the thing that you want when you do a study. Yeah. The table above shows the flavors of ice cream and the toppings chosen by the people at a party. Each person chose one flavor of ice cream, one topping. Of the people who chose vanilla, that's our first clause. That's our denominator. That would be 13. Which fraction chose hot fudge as a topping? 8 over 13. 8 over D, which is my birthday. It's also yesterday. The total area of a coastal city is 92.1 square miles, of which 11.3 square miles is water. If a city had a population of that people in the year 2010, which of the following is closest to the population density and people per square mile land area of the city at that time? Oh, God. It was 80. So it's about 80 square miles minus the water. 621 divided by 80. Well, if it started with like a 64, then it would be, and you divided it by 8, then it would have an 8 at the front. So I'm going to guess it's like something, it's going to be like B or D, and then I think D has too many zeros, right? Divided by 800, was it 80? So 1, 2, 3. I think it's B. Let's see. Between 1497 and 1500, Amerigo Vespucci, embarked on 2 voyages to the New World. According to Vespucci's letters, the first voyage lasted 43 days longer than the second voyage. So F is S plus 43. Great. And the 2 voyages combined lasted a total of 1003. S plus F is 1003. So if F is S plus 43, then that means that 2S plus 43 is 1003. 960. 2F is 960, so 480. B, for the solution, xy, this is, what is the value of x minus y? Oh, we can just add these, right? 13x is 13, so x is 1. If x is 1, I'm going to plug that into the bottom one, so 1 minus 3y is equal to 5. 1 minus 3y is equal to 5. 3y is 4? Wait, is it something weird like that? 1 minus, I'm dumb. So, okay, so x is 1, so 6 minus 3y is equal to 5. That means that negative 3y is equal to negative 1, y is equal to 1/3. X minus y, 1 minus 1/3 is 2/3 B. Oh, I got there in the end. A little bit of a struggle, but we did it. 12. Over which of the following time periods is the average growth rate for the sunflower the least? I didn't read it, sorry. 1990, H.S. Reid and R.H. Holland published a paper on the growth of sunflowers, included in the paper where the table in the graph above, which shows the height H in centimeters of a sunflower T days after the sunflower began to grow. When was it the least? It's like when it was flat, so towards the end. D? I'm just going to check to make sure it's D. 13, the function h defined by f h of t equals a t plus, oh my god, reading is the hardest part, where a and b are constants, models the height in centimeters of the sunflower after t days of growth during the time period in which the growth is approximately linear. What does a represent? That's like how much the height increases per t. Because if the number is attached to a variable, it is per. So it's the amount the height increases per t. The predicted number of centimeters of sunflower grows each day per t. Was t days? Yeah, I think it's A, but we'll check. Predicted height of centimeters of the sunflower at the beginning. No, that would be like the y-intercept. The predicted height in centimeters of at the end of the period, that would be like the, I don't know, that would be like when A is like 84 or when T is like 84 or something. The predicted total increase of the height of a sunflower, it's not the total, it's A. Okay, onwards. The growth rate of a sunflower from day 14 to day 35 is nearly constant. On this interval, which of the following equations best models the height h in centimeters from 14 to 35? 14 to 35. It went from like 40-ish to like 100. So it went about 100. I'm going to say it changed about 100 in 13 by 21. I don't know. So it's going to be like around 5. B, I think, because I think C is too high. We'll see. 15. Which of the following equations relates y to x for the values in the tables? There's a point plug-in, so we can just test the answer choices by putting points in. I think if we do 1 and 11 fourths, we'll get more than... Actually, will we? Let's try 1 and 11 fourths. So if we try 1 and 11 fourths, we get, for A, we'll get 11 fourths equal to 5 fourths. That's not true. B, you get 11 fourths is equal to 6 fourths, not true. C, you get 11 fourths is equal to 11 fourths. Oh, maybe. And then D, 11 fourths is equal to 7, 4, 11, 4. Wait, okay, so it's like, is it C or D? Did I do that right? I hope so. 3 fourths plus 2 is, yeah. So I'm now plugging the next number for C and D. So if x is 2, I have to get 25 over 4. 6 over 4 plus 2 is not 25 over 4. 7 over 2 times 2, 14 over 2 minus 3 fourths. 14 over 2. Oh, no, 7. Sorry, that'd be 7 minus 3 fourths. What's 7 minus? I don't know. 28 over 4 minus 3. Oh, it's D. Oh my God. Time sync. 16. Triangle ABC and DEF are shown above. Which of the following is equivalent to the ratio BCAB? BC to AB. Oh God. So that's short leg to hypotenuse. So D, that would be the same as DF to DE. B. Don't get tricked by the rotation or whatever's going on there. When designing a stairway, an architect can use the riser tread formula 2h plus d equals 25, where h is the riser height in inches and d is the tread depth in inches. For any given stairway, the riser heights are the same and the tread depths are the same for all steps in the stairway. Okay. The number of steps in a stairway is the number of its risers. For example, there are 5 steps in the stairway in the figure above. The total rise of a stairway is the sum of the riser heights as shown in the figure. Okay. Which of the following best expresses the riser height in terms of tread depth? Tread depth is A. Okay, so we have to do H is, and then just solve for everything. So let's subtract E25 minus D and divide by 2, or times 1/2. B. Some building codes require that for indoor stairways, the tread depth must be at least 9 inches and the riser height must be at least 5 inches. Tread depth must be at least 9 and riser height must be at least... Okay. According to the riser tread formula, which of the following equals represents a set of all possible for the riser height? Okay, can't be A. And then B makes no sense because that would mean that H could be like a billion, which is, I don't think that 2 billion plus D is going to work, is equals 25. C, maybe? Wait, so it has to be at least 5, right? So then isn't it just going to be C? And then you can test out if the riser height were 16, then plug it into the formula, get 32 plus D is 25. D can't be a negative number, so it's C. 19. Architect wants to use the riser tread formula to design a stairway with a total rise of 9 feet, a riser height between 7 and 8 inches, and the odd number of steps. With the architect's constraints, which of the following must be the tread depth, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they mentioned a lot of weird stuff there that I'm assuming is related somehow. So let's see. We want to convert the 9 feet into inches. There's no other reason why they would give us that conversion rate. So we know that it's 108 inches. Now, how do we relate riser height with this number of steps? Oh, they said earlier that like the number of steps in the stairway is the number of risers. So we know that like the however many risers there are. So we'll call that N, I guess. Times the riser height, that would be the total rise, right? Yeah, I hope. So 108 is equal to a riser height between 7 and 8, and then a number of steps that's odd. So we can test out, I'm going to test out like 7 for the riser height and 8 for the riser height. That would mean 108 divided by 7 is 1, 5. 15 and 3/7 or whatever the heck that is. So it's a little bigger. And then if riser height were 8, then it would be 108 divided by 8, which is 13.5, I think, or something like that. So if the riser height is 8, then the number of steps is 13 point something, and the riser height is 7, then the number of steps is 15 point something. They said it's an odd number, so the only odd number between 13 point something and 15 point something is 15, because 13 is like outside of it. So 15 is the number of steps. Now that I know that, what can I do? I'll be so sad if all of that was wrong, but okay. So, okay, now that we know that, I think I can find the actual riser height. So now I have to do 108. 108 is equal to the actual riser height times the number of steps. So 15. 108 divided by 15. Bruh. Is it 6? Maybe 7 point. Oh, it is going to be 7 point, obviously, because it says between 7 and 8. So it's 7, 105. And then there's 3 left over, right? And then that's 3 out of the 50. So 1/5. 7.2. I think it's 7.2. Oh, I almost got debated into picking A, but let's see. So then if we know that it's 7.2, which of the arguments must be the tread depth? The tread depth formula was the one from earlier. Okay, so now we put, I think 7.2 is the riser height into the original equation. 2h plus d is 25. That would be 14.4 plus d is 25. So d is like around 10. C? Okay. Future me, please be nice, okay? If I messed up there, then just forgive me. What's the sum of the solutions of that? Well, x is 6 and x is negative 0.7, so it's going to be positive 5.3. See, a study was done on the weights of different types of fish in a pond. A random sample of fish were caught and marked in order to ensure that none were weighed more than once. The sample contained 150 largemouth bass, of which 30% weighed more than 2 pounds. Which of the following conclusions is best supported by the sample data? The majority of all fish it's not all fish. I don't know how much like the sharks weigh and whatever. Whale sharks? Are those whales or sharks? I don't know. Focus. The average weight of all fish, approximately 30%. All fish, approximately 30% of all largemouth bass, and it's D, right? Because like A, B, and C are insane. So 22. In 2008, there were 21 states with 10 or more electoral votes, as shown in the table above. Based on the table, what was the median number of electoral votes for 21 states? Median formula says n plus 1 divided by 2 to find the median number of guys. So 21 plus 1, 22 divided by 2, 11. We want to find the 11th guy. So the first 4 is in 10, and then the next 4 is in 11, bringing us to 8, and the next one is in 12 to 9, and the next one is 10, and then the next 3, 13. Okay, so then it's going to be the numbers. Did I count that right? Let me check. 4, 4, 1. Okay, so 13 counts the 10th person, so the 11th, 12th, and 13th person is going to be in the 15 electoral votes. So I think it's B. As part of an experiment, a ball is dropped and allowed to bounce repeatedly off the ground until it came to rest. The graph above represents the relationship between the time elapsed after the ball was dropped and the height of the ball. Okay, after it was dropped, how many times was the ball at a height of 2 feet? 2? There? 1, 2, 3? Because just how many times did it cross? 3, see? A customer's monthly water bill was $75.74. Due to a rate increase, her monthly bill is now $79.84. To the nearest tenth of a percent, by what percent did the amount of the customer's water bill increase? I don't have my calculator handy, but you would want to do the percent change formula, which is n minus O over O times 100. Very easy to remember. Okay, so then you would set it up as new 79.96 over old 79.86. Okay, talking correctly is important, minus 75.74 over 75.74. And the answer would be that. Okay, thank you, future me. 25. Some values of the linear function f are shown in the table above. What's the value of f of 3? If it's linear, let's find the slope. Change of y over change of x is 6 over 2, so it's 3x plus b. Do we know the y-intercept? Yes, it's 3x minus 2, because they tell us that on the first point. And so if we plug in x is 3 into 3x minus 2, you'll get 9 minus 2, which is 7b. What is this? A gear ratio R to S is the ratio of the number of teeth of 2 connected gears. The ratio of the number of revolutions per minute of the 2 gears is S to R. So backwards. In the diagram above, gear A is turned by the motor. So if the ratio is 2 to 1, then the speed is 1 to 2 or something. 1 to 2? Yeah, so then it's 200. Also, wouldn't the small gear be spinning faster like anyway? Like you can tell just from the picture. Like however fast the big gear is going, turning the middle gear, the smaller ones would turn faster, right? So it's like C? That's a weird question. In the xy plane, the graph of that is a circle. What's the radius of the circle? Divide by 2, and then do the completing the square shortcut. So if we divide by 2, we get what? X squared minus 3x plus y squared plus 1 equals 45 over 2, which is 22.5. Okay, so then we have to do x times parentheses x minus 3. So x minus 1.5 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 22.5. Plus 1.5 squared plus 1. 1.5 squared is 2.25. Oh, does that add up to 25? I think that adds up to 25. Is the radius A? I hope. A. Okay. Two different points on a number line are both 3 units from the point with coordinate -4. The solution to which of the following equations gives the coordinates for each point? Okay, you solve absolute values by just taking off the sticks and then putting plus minus on the other side. So if I solved like, if I solve the equations out, I should get that the answers are negative 3 units from the point with coordinate -4. -1 and -7 then. So let's see which ones give us -1 and -7. A gives us -1 for at least one of the renditions. B would give us 7, so it can't be that. C would give us 1, it's not that. D would give us, it's A. Nice. The motor powers a model car so that after starting from rest, the car travels s inches in t seconds, where s is 16 t, square root of t. Okay, they're trying to scare us, I think. Which of the following gives the average speed of the... average speed means distance equals rate times time formula, which means you just need to write distance equals rate times time and fill in the blanks. Do we know distance? Distance is s inches. Yeah, so I think the distance is 16t root t equals the rate, which is the average speed, times time. So you divide t over, do distance over time. 16t root t divided by time. 16 root t. Oh, yeah, B. Nice. The scatter plot below shows the amount of electric energy generated in millions of megawatt hours by nuclear sources over a 10-year period. Ooh, scary. Which models does... Okay, so it's unhappy face. Even though I hear negative nuclear energy is pretty clean. I should be happy, but all right. Random. I think it's going to be B or D, because that has a negative x squared coefficient, making it frowny face. And then if x is 0, then shouldn't the y-intercept be positive? So D? It's another weird question. All right, 31. A group of friends decided to divide the 800 cost of a trip equally among themselves. When two of the friends decided not to go on the trip, those remaining still divided the 800 cost equally, but each friend's share increased $20. How many friends? Oh my goodness. I think I could set this up as like 800 divided by number of friends equals like the amount they paid. So 800 over n is p, and the 800 over 2 friends gone. Yeah, n minus 2 is equal to p plus 20. Oh my god, that's so gross. So 800 over n minus 2 equals 800 over n plus 20, and then you multiply everything by n to get that. Is there an easy... This is question 31, so it's supposed to be easy, so I'm willing to bet I can just like guess and like plug in numbers. What if it was like 5? So if it was like 5, then they would all pay like 160, and then if they paid 3, then they would pay like 200. Oh, okay, too high. 8? If there were 8 people, then they each pay 100, and then if there were 6 people, they would each pay 1, 3. It went too high. Oh, 10 maybe? Wait, so if there are 10, I think it's 10. If there are 10 people, then each of them would pay 80, and if 2 of them left, there'd be 8 people left, so 8, and then they'd pay 100. I think it's 10, but then future me can do all of the log math work. I think well, hopefully it's 10. 32. 2 times 5x minus 20 minus 15 plus 8x equals 7. What's the value? What's that? So 10x minus 8. So 2x is equal to 40 minus 15. Negative 40, so negative 55. 62. 2x is 62. X is 31. 31. Okay, 31, I think. Have confidence. A laboratory supply company produces graduated cylinders, each with an internal radius of 2 inches and an internal height between 7.75 inches and 8 inches. What is one possible volume? Good, so there's more than one right answer. Rounded to the nearest cubic inch of the graduated cylinder produced by this company. It's going to be pi r squared times height. So let's make the height, like 7.8 or something? You can pick any number you want between that. So we do pi r squared times height, 4 pi times 4 times 7 point that, oh my god, 7.8 times 4 times 4. No idea. Future me, can you do it for me, please? Because I'm pretty sure I can't do this in my head. 34. In the xy plane, the graph of y equals 3x minus 14 intersects the graph of y equals x to the point 0, 0, and a. What's the value of a? This is just a classic point plugin. They want us to be all scared with all of these like variables floating around, but if they give you point in equations, just put the point in the equations, right? Let's put a into the equation. So a equals 3ax minus 15a, or minus 14a. Oh, then it turns into, so 0 is equal to 3a squared minus 15a. 0 is equal to 3a times a minus 5. So a is 0 or 5. And they want the not 0 value, so a is 5. Nice. The line with equation that is graphed on the xy plane. What's the x-coordinate or the x-intercept of the x-intercept means y equals 0. So if you make y equals 0, you get 4/5 x equals 1. And so x is 5/4 you multiply other side. Andrew and Murray each collected 6 rocks, and the masses of the rocks are shown in the table above. The mean of the masses of the rocks Maria collected is 0.1 kilogram greater than the mean of the masses that Andrew collected. What's that? Oh my God. Okay, so we have to do 2.4 plus 2.5 plus 3.6 plus 3.1 plus 2.5 plus 2.7 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll get a number. And then you have to set that number plus 0.1 is equal to x plus 3.1 plus 2.7 plus 2.9 plus 3.3 plus 2.8 divided by 6. This is definitely a calculator question. I am certainly not smart enough to do this. That's the answer, apparently. All right. 37, Jeremy deposited X dollars in an investment account in January 1st, 2001. The amount of money in the account doubled each year until he had $480 in the investment account. What's the value of X? 2004, 3, 2, 1. So it goes 4. So you have 480, 240, 120, 60, 30? 30? Hopefully, a school district is forming a committee to discuss plans for construction of a new high school. Of those invited to join the committee, 15% are parents of students, 45% are teachers of the current school, 25% are school and district administrators, and the remaining 6 why is that not a percentage? Is that a clue? Oh, it might be a clue. Wait, so that means that 85% are accounted for. 15% are not accounted for. So 15% is equal to 6 people. 15% of the total is equal to 6 people. That would mean that the 6 divided by 1.5, which is, 4, 40? 4, 40. 6 divided by 0.15. Oh, okay, it is 40, right? So it's 40. I was going to say, like, how is there 4 people if 6 is the 15%? So 40. Let's see if we can do anything with that. How many more teachers were invited to join the committee? School, then school and district. So committee is 45. Is what? More teachers. Teachers are 45. 45% of 40. That's half, and then another 5%. 20. Is that 16? I think. That's like another 5%. I hope. And then we have district administrators. 25, 16. So is it 6? I hope. All right, good. Finished.